Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFX TV. I'm Billy Pujo, being joined by the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, the one and only Illuminous one, the Shining Star Rick Starr. Rick, how you doing?
I'm doing alright, a little tired tonight, but you know what? I'm here and I'm ready to do the review.
Yes, we're going to get ready to talk about Monday Night Raw for the week of November 5th, 2012, and we're going to start off with a blockbuster announcement. For the opening segment, we get Miz talking with Paul Heyman backstage, and apparently Miz, not a big fan of Paul Heyman or CM Punk, and quits Team Punk right off the bat. And that immediately screams to me that whatever they're doing for the Survivor Series match is indeed in jeopardy. Definite changes. So, very interesting way. Miz even said that he thinks Paul Heyman and CM Punk are both full of crap, and he quits. And that got a positive reaction for the crowd. So, I don't know why WWE was doing this. Well, I didn't know about it until later in the show, and we'll get to that when we talk about it. But I was just like scratching my head why they had Miz quit so early in the show. So I'm gonna go 3 out of 5 on this one because I really didn't know, at that time, Rick, which way they were going. But we opened up with a very interesting 6-man tag match, Rick, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they did. Before we go on to that, I want to make a quick comment on the Miz quitting at Team Punk. For a second, I would have said, thought that maybe Miz would have done maybe a face turn, or like a slow face turn. Wouldn't you have thought that? That was my initial thought. I'm like, maybe they're trying to, change him because now they're putting him on the commentary. Maybe that was their idea, but. Okay, but yes, moving on to the 6-man tag. R-Truth, we had a 6-man tag with R-Truth, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara versus primetime players in Antonio Cesaro. This was an alright match, and of course, the R-Truth eventually defeated wound up, and Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio defeated their primetime players and Cesaro. This wasn't really a great match. It was okay for an opening match. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5.
With R-Truth,
what do you guys' thoughts?
With R-Truth getting the pin on Antonio Cesaro, that would lead me to believe that the WWE will possibly be pushing R-Truth towards a run at the United States title.
Oh God.
Yeah, they have been feuding slowly, and if you even notice, they opened it up with the Tout feud.
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed the Tout from R-Truth. In German, you're gonna get got. In Japanese, you're gonna get got. In Pekingese, you're gonna get got. In English, I'm gonna kick your beep.
Yeah. Now, actually, let me ask you: do you think R-Truth is worthy of United States title run?
By the way, guys, the Studley Man Ashley is also here.
Yeah, it was a token British guy, given that it was from Birmingham, England, which isn't that far from me. Well, it isn't. It's only about 20 miles up the road. I could have gone, but I'm more intrigued by what's on the TV than paying over-the-top prices for 3 hours of sitting through some good matches and some average ones, which is kind of what happened tonight. But yeah, I can say it's probably there needs to be Cesaro needs to have a title run, and he needs to have people to go up against. If you look at it, there aren't that many faces that he can go up against on the mid card. Unless we count 3-man band. Oh wait, nobody gives a crap about them.
No, not at all. Not at all. Vicky Guerrero presented more evidence in the John Cena AJ Lee scandal. First off, we want to confirm that John Cena now has gone back to the green color since they're done with the Susan G. Komen month in the WWE. And again, I will applaud WWE and WWE Universe for raising a good amount of money for that worthy charity, over $1 million. They presented the check just last week. So
I demand awareness for Movember.
Okay. But apparently now the news...
Well, no, Movember. I want to do it now. Movember is basically to raise awareness for men's health and mainly testicular cancer, because that's just as bad a killer as breast cancer. And what it is, people around the world basically try and get Ron Burgundy style mustaches.
Oh my God.
So if they're gonna have, if for that they're gonna pink, what would be the color for testicular cancer?
Oh, red.
Oh shit! So
I shouldn't have said that.
Color, he can go back to another color, red.
Sadly, because it's mustaches, it's brown.
Oh God. Alright, on that note,
Get ready to ride Palomino Stallion, baby.
Alright, now back to what happened on Monday Night Raw. Apparently, Vicky Guerrero got upset saying, you know, she wanted to run a clean show, and John Cena retorted in a very funny remark. Vicky Guerrero running a clean show is like me learning a new wrestling move. Just not going to happen. I thought, you know, he said, oh no, like what, 3, 4, or is it 5? Anyway, very funny. Go behind with Vicky Guerrero and John Cena, but then we get the new footage. It's security footage. First off, it's AJ in a bathrobe walking into someone's room, and then John Cena in a only in a towel, going into somebody else's room.
Come on, admit it. You were getting a hardy on Woody on that one.
not the way I've been feeling today.
He was becoming a mother freaking superstar.
I was
getting Woody.
Woody Harrelson?
I was trying to keep it PG.
Woody Harrelson?
That's why I said freaking.
Well, anyway,
I couldn't have said plucking.
Anyway, Vicky Guerrero asked AJ to come out and explain herself, and she only appears on the Titantron this is, by the way, her only appearance on Monday Night Raw, by the way, guys, is the fact that she comes on the Titantron and says if she comes out there, she was going to give Vicky Guerrero the beating of her life, and then she would get fired, and she didn't want that to happen. And then Dolph Ziggler appears, and Dolph says, you know, I know how you feel, AJ, or something to that effect. Again, Vicky Guerrero trying to manipulate video footage, and, you know, in this scandal. Again, it's just WWE's lame-ass attempt to copy the whole thing that happened with AJ Styles in TNA. So, I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5. It was just, you know, the only high point was seeing AJ Lee in the bathrobe. Everything else I could have gone without, to be honest with you.
Previously on CSI Stamford, Connecticut.
Well, we have one half of Team Hell No taking on another member of Team Rhodes Scholars, right, Rick?
Yes, we did. Actually, this was a pretty good match. It was Cody Rhodes versus Daniel Bryan, and I was expecting this match went pretty good. Kane and Damian Sandow pretty much was getting in the a lot of outside action interference, and then of course Cody Rhodes winds up getting Daniel Rhodes in the crossroads for the 1-2-3. Then of course Cody Rhodes gets outside, grabs the mic, and says, "See, there you go. I'm so confident." Starts going off on a rant, saying, "Hey, even my partner Damian Sandow can defeat Kane in the same manner." Kane's like, "Oh, all right." Grabs him by the hair, yanks him in the match, and we have an impromptu match. And Ashley, I believe you could take on this one.
Yeah, this was, well, think about it. You got Kane, a guy that's been in the ring for 13 years, against Sandow, whose character has only been around for about 6 months. To quote the old Sega Genesis commercial, do the math, or whatever it is. Somebody's going to hate on me now for saying the wrong commercial. It was something, probably like no, it was the Atari Jaguar. That was it. Do the math. But yeah, Kane managed to get the win. I think with a choke. Was it choke slam?
Yes, it was the choke slam.
Yep, because the claw would probably be banned. If the claw happened, Saturday Morning Slam would go, "How dare you!"
Brad Maddox came out on the next segment to kind of explain his actions from Hell in the Cell.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. But for those of you who don't know, Brad Maddox was the referee inside Hell in the Cell who dick punched Ryback. But I really don't understand the line of, you know, the way they're trying to go with this. Apparently, Brad Maddox was in developmental, you know, but he never went anywhere. And now he's saying he wants a contract and he wants to fight Ryback. I don't know why. You know, he starts complaining about all the hardships he's had, yada, yada, yada. Hey, here's a clue to you, Mr. Maddox, from someone who does work on the independents but not in the ring. There are loads of other people in this country alone who struggle to get into your spot. Okay? Don't waste television time, especially WWE time, and my time, complaining about the fact that you never had your opportunity. There are thousands of other people who never had their opportunity. You're in the middle of a fucking WWE ring and you got TV time. Take it for what it's worth. But now, they're going to have him say he wants a contract and he wants to face Ryback. And surprisingly, Vince McMahon came out to a round of cheers in the UK, and apparently, Stunning Man Ashley thinks that Vince McMahon in the UK was just freaking epic, right?
Well,
It went up
Well, we got some stuff.
really well, which it needed to be quite honest, because it's very rare. Got interference on the line.
Oh, yeah, we're having a little bit of Skype difficulties here. But apparently Vince McMahon said he would give Brad Maddox $1 million contract if he could defeat Ryback on next week's Monday Night Raw. Apparently we're going to see poor Mr. Maddox get slaughtered next week, because I really don't see them putting Maddox over on Ryback, and they're just going to continue the woes of Brad Maddox. But here's the interesting part of the segment. This is what everybody really should have paid attention to. Vince McMahon brings Vicky Guerrero out, and Vince McMahon is questioning Vicky about why should he award CM Punk with a Survivor Series team when he should really be defending his WWE Championship. Vicky says, yeah, CM Punk should defend his WWE Championship. And against a very worthy opponent, a man who really deserves it, Vicky Guerrero's first response, Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, that didn't go sit too well with the crowd. So Vince McMahon gives her a second chance to answer, and she goes Ryback, and Vince McMahon says, yes, CM Punk versus Ryback, but you know what would be better? A triple threat match. So who should the third man be in the triple threat match? And Vince McMahon warned Vicky, saying, if you say Dolph Ziggler, I'm going to fire you on the spot. And then she starts to get more nervous, a little bit nervous, because she doesn't want to say John Cena because of the whole scandal and whatnot. But apparently, it's now official. It's CM Punk defending the title against Ryback and John Cena at the Survivor Series. 5 out of 5 on this segment.
Why didn't you say Mick Foley?
Well, Mick Foley, I don't know. Like, apparently, they don't really want to involve Mick Foley in the Survivor Series anymore, because apparently it's not Team Foley versus Team Punk anymore.
Oh.
Actually, well, no, it's still Team Foley. It is now, but it's now which we'll get to in a little bit. But I thought the segment overall was pretty good. I liked the angle where Maddox was, saying how he was angry about how he never got a shot. But what I did not like is the way the shoot. The way he presented it was terrible.
Yes.
He was very, he let the crowd get to him. He was stuttering a lot. He was breaking down a lot. Didn't you notice that, Billy?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But the saving grace for it was the whole segment that took place after this thing with Mr. Maddox, with Vince McMahon making the announcement of the WWE Championship match.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I think it also saved Survivor Series, because Survivor Series, to me, was becoming very, very predictable and just going to be a waste of time. So I think Triple Threat is going to be good. I just hope they're not going to push over who I think they're going to push over, which we'll discuss a little bit later. Ash, your thoughts?
It's worth noting that this is not only the referee that did the Hell in a Cell, and has already been publicised, the guy that got the Punk pin wrong, but he was the referee for that Battle Royal match that the Divas had, which was clearly a screw-up as well. So, not only does he have stage screw-ups, he has real screw-ups happen on his watch as well. But the Maddox stuff I liked, and the way they angled it, it really
Well, again, we're having some Skype difficulties with the Studley Man Ashley here. While we wait to get that fixed, let's go on to the next match as we talk about.
Clearly, the writers have had a complete mix-up. What? Oh.
Go ahead.
No, but what it was is they basically realised that they booked themselves into a corner by not having the WWE title on the line.
And so they basically went, crap. Right, what are we going to do? Let's have Cena versus Punk. Wait, we better give Ryback a shot because he got screwed out of the title last month. Okay, put him in the match. To be quite honest, it could be reminiscent of Punk, Cena and Big Show, which worries me.
Yes, well, let's talk about the next match here that took place. We had Sheamus versus The Miz with Big Show on commentary. Very good match between these two guys. I believe this is one of the first times I've actually seen Sheamus and The Miz work a match one-on-one. I can't really recall the last time they had a one-on-one encounter, but this was a very nicely worked match. I was very impressed, very entertained. Big Show on commentary constantly made it better. So, especially for the build they're having between these two for the World Heavyweight title match coming up at Survivor Series. So I thought, great job, great match. I thought it was a good idea having Big Show on commentary. I got to go 4 out of 5 on this one. Ashley, let's talk about your favorite thing to talk about. Oksana and the WWE Divas.
I thought we were talking about Fandango.
Well, you can talk about that. You can talk about that first if you want.
Yeah, Fandango. People are going, what's Fandango?
Fandango?
I'll tell you. It's Johnny Curtis's new gimmick. I guess it's like Strictly Ballroom meets Crocodile Dundee. In the sense that you call this a wrestler?
Is he gonna hanging out with Funkasaurus?
Oh God.
All I know is when he wins his matches, he leaves a rose on the person's chest.
Why?
Exactly.
So he's gonna be stealing it.
He's getting pushed more than Ziggler.
Wow.
This is fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
I don't normally swear, but I had to then because it is peeving me off that much. The fact that last week he was having dark matches with one of the indie stars, Sami Callihan, who is a brilliant talent, and WWE are really interested in him, and they just make him job to Fandango.
Fandango, honestly, it sounds like a name of a foot disease, if you think about it.
Apparently Fandango is actually the name of some ticket reselling website.
Wouldn't that be Fandango?
Wow.
I think it's Fandango.
No, Fandango, 2 O's.
No, the ticket reselling site.
Oh. Then they must have added an extra O so it didn't sound, Now, I'm asking a question.
You know, apparently WWE have copyrighted 619. So apparently anybody with a 619 in their phone number now is owned by the WWE.
Really? I have another question. Is Fandango's going to be stealing the rose from Wade Barrett?
That's a good question.
I would just wonder if Fandango's got a pouch.
Oh God. Speaking of things,
If you blow into it, does it go brown?
Yes, more and more.
If it is from Australia, I fear the willy coming from its back end.
oh God. Well, speaking of
For those of you that know what a willy is in Australia, all I'll say is Sandy. That's a comparison.
well, speaking of things with saggy pouches, let's talk about Oksana in the tag team and the Divas match that happened tonight, Ash.
Why? Even the crowd were like, I'm trying to think of the equivalent.
A funeral?
I don't know. I've seen a quieter reaction at a Saints game.
I am so going to find a way to get you back for that one, Ash.
It's you know, bloody, Pamela Anderson could have walked through there topless and the crowd would have still gone.
Yeah.
So watching on TV last night. Yeah, just, and that shows you one, what the state the Divas division is, and two, although she did leave for family reasons, why there is a lack of actual wrestlers, not people with fake hair.
Right now, I have to say the only real talent right now so far is probably Eve and Caitlyn. Caitlyn starting to impress me very slowly but surely.
Layla's impressed me.
Sooner or later, they'll probably get rid of her.
Layla's impressed me.
Even nobody was interested in Layla, and she's from Britain. What does that do with you people?
Not only that, she molested the top rope before the match started. And I'm like, okay, that's the only time I ever wanted to be the top rope.
I'm still thinking back to Extreme Rules when there was that 10-year-old kid in the front row that copped a feel. That was genius.
Yeah, lucky kid.
Yeah, find it, pause it, love it.
Kofi Kingston.
The look she has on her face is like, you bastard.
The Intercontinental Champion Kofi Kingston took on Alberto Del Rio in a very nice match between these two. Something to note here, before the match started, Alberto Del Rio was in the back talking with Ricardo. Surprisingly, Ricardo did not get any hot coffee or chili thrown at him on this week's Monday Night Raw. But then again, we also still have Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow night to look forward to for that. But
well, there was something hot as chili.
well, something hot happened, but it wasn't with chili. Apparently, they had a little bit of a bump with Rosa Mendez and Alberto Del Rio, and people could, start to think, maybe they're taking up Rosa Mendez away from Epico and Primo, a jobber tag team at best, and maybe putting her with a more mainstream guy to, give her more TV time and more notoriety in the WWE. One can only tell where they can take this little bump in with Rosa Mendez and Alberto Del Rio, and that's something I got to repeat to you, Ash, here on the review. That's the only time ever that I wanted to be Alberto Del Rio just to quickly cop a feel on Rosa Mendez. Del Rio, you lucky bastard.
First time Rosa Mendez took a bump.
Oh, Lord. Well, 4 out of 5 on the matchup. Kofi Kingston wins in this matchup. But speaking of Epico and Primo, Rick, they were in the next match.
Yes, they were. This was pretty much, again, they're going against Santino Marella and Zack Ryder, who, I'm sorry, they're not really too much of a jobber tag team either, but they did come on top on this match. I don't know if you noticed at the beginning of the match, Santino Marella looked like he botched a move. I don't know if that was an intentional botch or if that was scripted.
Well, it's hard to say because it looked like he was going for an arm drag, and I think it was Primo. It was Primo he was in the ring with, and he was just looking at him like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But they played it out. They did play it out, and it worked out very smoothly. So I was like, all right. So
yeah, that's got to be a planned spot. That's got to be a planned spot, in my opinion.
Maybe it was. Yeah. Either way, Santino and Zack, I guess they're just rung up on the jobber list than Primo and Epico, and they did wind up getting the win. I didn't really see anything particular, spectacular about this match. I'll just give it I guess a 2.5 out of 5.
What about Rosa Mendez and Lacey Ringgear? What about Rosa Mendez and Lacey Ringgear? Wasn't that not something to see?
That's the only reason why it's getting the 2.5. Otherwise, I would have gotten the 2.
Hey, Ashley, the Barrage got funky next, huh?
Yeah, obviously, given that the UK crowd can occasionally be very Madison Square Garden, Canada-esque, they cheer for the home guy. Although I do take a little criticism to WWE. Last time they were in Manchester or Liverpool, and they said, oh, he's from the UK. And then when they're in Birmingham, they say he's from Preston, which is just up the road.
Huh.
Note to geographical people at WWE. Liverpool and Manchester are closer to Preston than Birmingham. Get your facts right. But anyway, it was a nice little spot. Wade Barrett I think it made sense for Wade Barrett to get the win because they're making him look strong now that he's in team, even though we didn't mention this, Team Ziggler, which was Team Punk. And Team Ryback is now, or Team Foley, which was Team Ryback, is now Team Orton via the artist formerly known as Prince. And we still don't know who team member number 5 of Team Orton is. So it could actually be the artist formerly known... Well, no. Prince, formerly known as the artist formerly known as Prince.
Well, talk about rejected...
Well, Michael Jackson.
Oh, good lord. Well, keeping in the theme of rejected music idols, we had 2 of the 3 members of the 3-man band next. That's Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal. Drew McIntyre, for some reason, was absent from this week's Monday Night Raw.
I think I know why. It's the last time that he left America to come on a UK tour. He couldn't get back due to his visa.
Oh, he's like no.
It was like there was some issues with his visa, which meant he was away for a few weeks. So I think just to be on the safe side, he might. Thinking about it though, he could be on the SmackDown tour, because I think SmackDown were doing a live event tonight as well as the Raw event. I'd have to quickly look up my itinerary for the UK.
Well, while Ashley does that, we're going to talk about Heath Slater taking on Jey Uso of the Usos. This, to me, was basically screaming filler match, you know, to kill time before the actual main event. But here's my gripe. Last week on Monday Night Raw, we saw Slater use the Overdrive finisher, you know, Elix Skipper's, you know, a.k.a. the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro's finisher when he was in the WWE. On this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, he uses Gangrel's Impaler DDT finisher. I mean, WWE, pick a signature move for Slater and have him stick with it. Don't have him switch from move to move to move. So I've counted about 3 different moves that Slater has gone through with this one-man band / 3-man band gimmick so far. I really don't understand why WWE is having him switch his signature move so much. He used the Impaler DDT to defeat Jey Uso. 3.5 out of 5, again, basically on a filler match, in my opinion. But now, let me set up the main event. It was set up courtesy of Vince McMahon, and Vicky Guerrero said she approved it when we get the announcement that Dolph Ziggler is the new team captain of Team Punk. It said CM Punk and Dolph Ziggler were going to team up to take on, first time teaming together, John Cena and Ryback. Rick, your initial thoughts when you heard this match?
You know, I pretty much knew that Cena was going to be pretty much the workhorse of the match, of this match, and he was. He took over, you know, the majority of the match. Finally got one tag in, and then of course we saw Ryback come in, and it was a squash match. And you know, what else can you really say? It's like, really, that's all I can say. And then you know, at the end of the match, we finally see Cena and Ryback, you know, getting into each other's face at the end of the match. You know, while, you know, Ryback's just going, feed me more, and Cena's just kind of like looking at him like, really? You know, I'm sorry, but I really hope Cena just pretty much puts him in his place and just beats the hell out of him, and Cena gets the title back. I don't think Ryback is in any shape or form ready to hold the title. The WWE is pushing him way too hard. I know the WWE would probably put the title on him for the wrong reason, and, you know, because Cena is, you know, as much as he is the WWE's face, you know, he'll drop to anybody. He'll do whatever the WWE tells him to do. So, as far as an overall quality of the match, yeah, I'd say 3.5, you know, out of 5, but, Survivor Series Triple Threat is really just, I don't know. I don't know what to think about it.
Well, I think it all depends on how they execute the build into the match. I believe we do have, I think, at least 1 or 2 more Monday Night Raws before Survivor Series. So, to me, it all depends on how they work the build between this Triple Threat match that could determine if the match, you know, succeeds or if it fails, in my opinion.
Well, we know that next week Ryback is going to be facing Maddox, and we know how that match is going to go out. I mean, we know that you know, Ryback is 99% chance he's going to win because when they know they're going to not give the Maddox $1 million contract, unless of course somebody runs in.
Well, you know what? You just mentioned something that might happen in that match. You just mentioned. Overall score on Monday Night Raw this week is going to get a 4 out of 5. Miz quitting Team Punk right at the start of Monday Night Raw was a blockbuster thing. The 6-man tag was really great, and again, I really believe they're pushing R-Truth to have a run at the United States title against Antonio Cesaro. The only thing I'm going to say about Vicky Guerrero is, you know, she's twisting more video and story more than her dental work. Cody Rhodes and Daniel Bryan was an okay match, so was Kane and Damian Sandow. Mr. Maddox, I don't know what to say about this one, except what do you want us to write on your epitaph come next week? And then the announcement about the triple threat match for the WWE Championship I thought was spectacular, but it kind of left the Survivor Series tag team match up in arms. You know what were they going to do at the time? We would find out later in the night. Sheamus taking on The Miz was great. Big Show on commentary made it that much better. Fandango, I think I need to go see my doctor about that. Speaking of seeing things about a doctor, Caitlyn and Layla taking on Eve and Oksana. Oksana, why? 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 That's all I'm going to say. Kofi Kingston and Alberto Del Rio was a good match. Team Kobroski defeated Epico and Primo. Nothing spectacular there. The Barrage getting funky on Brodus Clay. Man, Brodus Clay has just fallen so far from grace. You know, they're giving him a gimmick. He was trying to use it, and it looked like they were going to push him to bigger and better things, and he has just fallen so far. I really don't know what else to say. Heath Slater taking on Jey Uso. WWE needs to really properly use their set tag teams, and having Jey Uso job to Heath Slater in the match just isn't one of them. But the main event with John Cena and Ryback, CM Punk and Dolph Ziggler was okay. But again, I really think that the way they build into the triple threat match will determine how well it does. To me, that's got to be the key contributing factor. Is more than just the matchup itself in Survivor Series, is how they build into the match. So that's my thoughts on it. 4 out of 5. Rick, your overall score and thoughts?
Well, like I said, I think, the opening segment with The Miz quitting, I initially thought they were going to push Miz, to turn Miz around to be a babyface. We thought that was different. Like I said, the Maddox segment, I thought that was a little bit sketchy. I don't know if that was kayfabed or not, but I just don't think I think the crowd was overtaking him. Some of the matches were really, really dry. The main event, I did not like the way it came out. I still think Ryback needs a lot more work. I think they're pushing him too hard as a super monster, where he's beating people like Punk and Ziggler, who's they're trying to push over. What's gonna happen? The only person Cena. If they do this to Cena, who else is he gonna beat? They're killing all the top roster guys, and they just can't do that. So, my score, honestly, I can't even give it a 3.5. I have to give it a solid 3.
Ashley, what about you? Your overall score and thoughts on Monday Night Raw?
I have to give it, I'd say a 3.5 because, yes, it had the padding matches, but in essence, it basically took last week's playbook, burnt it, then burnt the burnt bits, and then incinerated all the burnt bits. Because your mid-card kind of Survivor Series match has suddenly been completely changed. You've now got what looks to be an interesting triple threat match. How they work it, because the spectre of The Rock is hanging over this now, because it's really a case of realizing that more than likely whoever's champion at TLC is going to be facing Rocky in January. But I like as well where it's going with the AJ Cena storyline. And for those people that are saying it's copying TNA and that should be a big thing, TNA's copied WWE many a time.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and I think. Go ahead.
To be quite honest, the way they're copying it is they're actually probably taking a crap storyline in the Claire Lynch thing and making it good, because there are just as funny witty remarks coming from Cena as there were from Chris Daniels.
Yeah.
And Ziggler. Ziggler's Twitter was genius. AJ's behaviour is appalling. Wonder if Cena showed her one of his free moves.
Yeah. I agree with you. You know, hey, you know...
Like, oh...
Go ahead.
Then he opens them. Go ahead, Rick. That's me done.
I wonder if he's gave her the attitude adjustment.
Wow.
Anyway, almost all those, WWE copying WCW and TNA copying, you know, back and forth. And that's just how it is. That's just the nature of the beast. As far as, you know, AJ Styles making that comment, I just thought it was classic. He had a great point, but you know what? Who cares? That's just who it is. Do I hold WWE against it? You know, say, hey, they're doing bad things, they shouldn't be doing that? No. But who cares?
Why is it WWE copying Shikara? Come on, duck, duck, goose. Come on.
Okay. Well, we want to know now from you guys
Why are
out
they
there.
copying Ring of Honor?
Oh, Lord. Well, we want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week. Make sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Rick, tell people when they can check you out on Hardcore Wrestling Radio.
They can check me out over on Blog Talk Radio, and that's on Wednesday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, you guys are always welcome to call in and be a part of the show.
So, with that being said, don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network. So for the Illuminous One, the Shining Star Rick Starr, and the Studly Man Ashley, I'm Double B Billy Boudreaux saying, cheerio.
Buck Quackenbush for Banana Championship.
Hi, I'm Chris Master 1, and you've been watching WGS-TV on YouTube. Be sure and check out the Friday Night Renegade Show every Friday from 10 to midnight Eastern, only on GCSUradio.com. And remember, keep it on rocking, folks. Oh, check out my YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/ChrisMaster1. We'll see you on the next episode of WGS-TV.